Hi, everyone. Sabrina Dami here. Welcome to 13 Now, your afternoon update on this Thursday, August 4th. And as you can see at the bottom of your screen, it is a first warning alert day. Our weather team declared this yesterday, looking ahead to today because of the heat. So, in honor of Alert Day, let's start with a live look outside right now. And that is a look at Lake George. Make that full for 1 second here. A look at Lake George. All right. Well, look at Lake George. It is 90 degrees out there right now. So let's bring in a little bit of team coverage here. We have meteorologist Paul Cayano, Tiffany Payton also working on covering the heat today. And Paul, I want to begin with you talking about the reason for calling this alert day and what went into deciding this today.
Well, we made a threshold back several months ago, Sabrina, that said if the heat index, the combination of the heat and humidity, reached 100 in the capital district, that we automatically declared an alert day. It's not that it's going to feel so much different than 98 or 99, but people more so tend to feel a little bit more heat stress. When it gets to 100, there's been research that shows at this level and beyond, at least in this area, because we're not so much as used to it, that you have to slow down, drink a lot of water, pay special attention to the weather, because if you overdo it, the heat exertion could get to you. And certainly want our viewers to avoid heat stroke or heat exhaustion. So that's why we've declared today an alert day, as the heat index is just now reaching 100.
Okay. And how much higher do you expect it to go?
Probably a couple more degrees. I mean, it's officially 96 on the hour at 2 o'clock. The humidity's up there. It feels like 100. We're only at 2 o'clock. So obviously we have a couple more hours of daytime heating, as that sun is so high in the sky this time of year, that we can probably get to 97 or 98. Outside chance at higher than that, which would make the heat index even hotter in the low 100s, 101, 102. So obviously that's exceeding the mark, and we'll pay attention, especially the next couple hours.
All right, Paul,
so
let's get your forecast up there.
Yeah, you got it. Alert day, we've obviously covered that with the heat index up above 100 degrees. It's already at 100. We're also watching, Sabrina, the chance for some late day thunderstorms. They're already erupting out to our west, and they're heading in our direction, but only slowly. In this heat and humidity, that tends to allow the atmosphere to percolate, and that's why we're looking at that kind of activity. You already looked at Lake George. You can see on the CDPHP first warning cam, even on the lake, it's 90 degrees. Officially in Albany, 96. Schaghticoke, 93. Schuylerville, 92. Voorheesville, 94. These are actual temperatures. Then you factor in the humidity, and this is what it feels like outside right now. 100 degrees in Albany is the feel-like temperature. Voorheesville, 100. Look at Freehold, 105. Feels like 100 in Kinderhook. But even in the surrounding communities, normally cooler, quote unquote, spots out near Duanesburg, out near Stephentown, it's still in the mid 90s, even some lower 90s in the Pittsfield area. So with the heat building over the next couple of hours, we will see those heat index values near or even slightly above 100 across a large part of the area. Notice out toward our west, you look at Utica, south there toward Otsego, couple thunderstorms firing off, part of a bigger line. There's a front that's just slowly creeping our way and producing these showers and storms. I think a couple of these could enter the area as we get deeper into the afternoon. We'll forecast that out hour by hour in a moment. But first of all, we want to concentrate on the heat, because this is the big story. The heat index, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, staying above 100. In some places, maybe even 103, 104, 106 might be a little high in Troy, but we'll watch it. I mean, if that humidity continues to build and the temperature gets closer to 100, it's not out of the question. The heat index stays above 90 through 7 o'clock. So if you think you're going to go out there and do the things at the end of the day that you normally would have done in the middle of the day, keep in mind, it's still going to be pretty intense until after dark tonight. It's going to be a very muggy night tonight. The heat index goes right back to 95 tomorrow. So no real break. Here are the showers coming our way from the west. Some rumbles of thunder. No severe weather, but downpours are possible through late afternoon and into the evening. There's a high moisture content in the air thanks to all that humidity, and that could be realized in some of these torrential downpours. And with that front only edging closer tomorrow, it looks like there's a chance of some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for Friday afternoon as well. So it's a tropical environment. It feels like South Florida, feels like the Bahamas if you've ever been there, with all of this intense humidity, the high heat leading to thunderstorms. Down to 72 tonight, but the ACs will be rolling with that humidity up all night and into the day tomorrow. Still 90 with the heat index around 95. 7-day planner. Let's keep an eye out for some relief. Saturday, Sunday, a smaller chance of storms, especially on Sunday, but still 91. The front finally comes through on Tuesday, and you can see the change. Wednesday and Thursday back down to more reasonable temperatures and seasonable highs in the lower 80s and back to sunshine as well. So it's going to take a few days, Sabrina, before we break the back of this, what probably will wind up being a heat wave. But even if it's not, that intense humidity will make it feel like it.
Yeah, certainly think about your pets, think about neighbors who may need a little help outside today and don't want them out there. Paul, I'm going to go to Tiffany before she melts out there. She's been standing by live. And Tiffany, I'm going to bring you in on this conversation. Paul, you're still here with us as we have the 7-day planner up, because Tiffany, you've been waiting outside. So just fill us in on how it feels there right now.
Paul hit it right on the head. I am melting. It is very hot. I'm currently outside of Jimmy's Pizzeria. Now, we set up a thermometer inside, and it feels like it's about 300 degrees, let me say. So it's hot overall. It's not stopping customers from coming in to enjoy their hot pizza on top of their hot day. So we will have a better update for you around 4 p.m. We heard from the owner. He did close the inside, but he said today is business as usual. He's still committed to serving the community and the patrons all day long. So we'll see what that looks like coming up at 4.
Yeah, and Tiffany, so your camera is freezing a little bit, but we can certainly hear you clearly. And Paul, you actually were going to test out putting a thermometer inside a car later, right?
Yeah, I have a thermometer. It's right over here. We have an indoor-outdoor thermometer where I could take a unit and put it in a vehicle, and then we can, from outside the vehicle, read the temperature and see what it is in there. So we're going to do a Facebook Live right before 4 o'clock. We're going to place the thermometer in the car, and then we're going to check back during the 4 o'clock news and perhaps even 5 o'clock news just to see how hot it gets in there late afternoon. And we've already talked about it. You mentioned the pets, Sabrina, the elderly. Obviously, you check on those folks, but don't leave any living creature inside a closed vehicle. It's just obviously painful with the heat building. You'll see some of the numbers. It'll be crazy when we look at them inside those vehicles as we get into the late afternoon.
Tiffany, I applaud you. You have that big smile on your face despite being out there in this melting heat. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your report live at 4. All right, Paulie, thank you very much. And look forward to seeing that Facebook Live, by the way, because as you said, I mean, this information is so important to keep people safe today.
Yeah, and I think when people see it, right in front, and you could say it all you want, but when you see how hot it gets and it's on the thermometer, you'll see temperatures 110, 120 easy today inside a vehicle. We're going to point that out, and I think it's going to hit home.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. See you live at 4. All right, now to a News Channel 13 exclusive. A family that says that they were mistreated while at Rivers Casino. They are speaking out to News Channel 13's Tessa Bentul, and she is here in the studio here with me right now, sharing this part of this exclusive interview. And Tessa, what did they say?
Well, Sabrina, Tajana and Tajane Gibson, they just graduated in college in May, and they said they want to go to Rivers Casino just to kind of celebrate. So they went with their mom on a Sunday night around 6 p.m., nothing crazy. And they didn't really expect the night to end the way it did. Taziana says she has a pretty good feel for roulette. She's played before, so she knows she's good at this. Her twin sister and her mom were just cheering her on. And when she ran out of money, Taziana decided to go back home and get more cash, but mistakenly, she left her ID behind. When the security guard refused to let her in again, she went back home to get the ID once again, but then was refused again at the door. That's when mom kind of intervened, and she asked for a supervisor, and that's when things started to get ugly.
I never would have expected that to happen. You know, we weren't drinking. It was 7 o'clock in the evening. It was between 6 and 7. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like we're there, we're partying late night.
since we've done this interview with the family, and the casino is sticking with their original statement, which is, we feel it's necessary to say these allegations are a gross mischaracterization of the facts, and we're going to have more on this story starting at 4 o'clock.
Just so people can hear that clearly, because there was a delay there. So you're saying you reached out to the
Yeah.
casino several times.
Several times. When we first initially got the family to do an interview with us, right before, hours before we did the interview with them, after we did the interview with them, we reached out today. It was multiple times we contacted them.
All right, Tessa Bentulin here in the studio with us. Tessa, thank you so much. Looking
Yeah.
forward to the full report. Another story that I want to get you up to speed on is a really nice, touching interview I did with a young man from Columbia County. He's 25 years old. His name is Brock Hathaway. He has cerebral palsy. He's legally blind, and he just completed the Spartan race. If you're familiar with it, it's a very challenging race. And with the help of a lot of people, complete strangers just jumping in, they literally helped carry him over the finish line. So we got to talk to Brock. We got to speak with his aide and friend who helped him along the way, and also some of those strangers who just stepped in. So you'll get to hear those stories coming up starting live at 4 as well. That's your 13 Now update on this Thursday afternoon. I'm Sabrina Dhami. We'll see you live at 4.